I'm sorry. I don't know what these experts are saying.
What about
I
like
think that
OU? Because they play five
OU.
top 10 teams. They play five top 10 teams.
I,
Let's look at OU real quick. Let's make this an OU show real quick. Just for hypothetical, I have a hard time seeing this actually happen, but let's just do it real quick. Is OU in this coming week, by the way. So we can do our prediction here too. But first let's do the hypothetical. OU hosts number 6 Tennessee this weekend. And then
mm,
2 weeks after that, they play Texas. And then they play Ole Miss 2 weeks after that. And then they play Missouri 2 weeks of that, followed by Alabama after that, and they finish with LSU.
all right. Let me put it this way.
I
They
mean,
they lose the teams they lose to would have to be Ole Miss.
yeah,
They would have to lose to Tennessee, and they would have
yeah.
to lose to who was the other one? Not
Texas
not
or
LSU.
Alabama? Texas,
Alabama. They have
Alabama.
to lose Tennessee, Alabama, and Ole Miss. Those are the games they have to lose, and they beat LSU and they beat Missouri.
In
Guess what? They
Texas.
don't. They don't make it.
And Texas. They would have beaten
Oh yeah, and,
Texas.
and and they beat Texas. I still don't see them going in
So they
because
would
let's say
beat Texas, which is one top 10 team. They would beat Missouri, which is another top 10 team. And then LSU, which is a top 16 right now. They're probably floating around 15 at the end of the year. If they were to
way
do
they
that,
play.
hmm,
No, the way they played against Missouri,
yeah,
not Missouri, but South Carolina, I'm
I don't know.
disappointed.
I just kind of feel like they're still going to be ranked around 15 at some point, like at the end of the year. I, they're gonna find ways to win weird games because like look they're at the end of their season. Their last 4 game. Well, actually, maybe they're not. Um,
Just don't
well,
see a three-loss team making the
so they
playoffs.
go
I
to
know
A and
people are saying
M. They go
you
to
want
A and
them.
M, and they beat if they can beat Alabama and win out until they play Oklahoma at the end of the year, they will be ranked in the top 15.
Now, if they win there, you have to have like the best scenario to be a three-loss team in the
Well,
playoffs, and
OU
that,
is
and that
like the perfect example of if you could get a 3 loss team in, it would be this one.
no, it would be Georgia. If Georgia lost three, they would still be in because everybody's on their freaking motorboat. Okay, no, I
Okay,
don't
that's a
think a
good
three-loss
point.
team deserves.
So
I don't
you
think a
don't
three-loss team deserves to get in.
you don't think
Not
that?
when you got Notre Dame coming down. Notre Dame has one loss, and you're going to
Yeah,
tell me
but
Notre Dame doesn't get in, but three-loss Missouri, I mean, Oklahoma team does?
yeah,
No,
a 2 loss Notre Dame team can get jumped by a 3 loss OU team.
probably.
So if Notre Dame were to lose another game, dude, this OU schedule is wild. And again, I don't think this is going to happen, so I don't think it's not going to be super worth talking about it. But just for hypothetical purposes, of putting a 3 loss team in there, like if they lost to Tennessee, Alabama, and Ole Miss, that would mean
Mhm.
they would beat Missouri, Texas, and LSU.
Yes,
Ah,
that
man,
is
dude,
true.
how do you not put that team in the top 12?
It does well. They're not. They could be in the top. They could be number 12, but they're not making in because the G5 gets in.
Well, a undefeated G5 will already be in the top 12.
Yeah, it doesn't matter if they're in the top 12 or not. They could be number 20. They're still getting in.
I don't think that they would be number 20. I think they would be in the top 12 if they're undefeated by the end of the season. If they're 11 and 0, 10 and 0 or whatever, I think that
They're
they'd
not.
already be in the top 12.
But even if that, let's say they're a one-loss team, they're going to be in the top 20. They could
Yeah,
be
yeah, I know what you mean.
because
All right.
that is by rule.
Okay, so you're saying that you pretty much see no way that a 3 loss team can get in. Um
You know, if you would look up last year's top 12 and show me a three-loss team that you think goes in, let me know.
I do not. Okay, let me see if I can final rankings. College football 2023.
Mm-hmm.
Okay, so Arizona was 10-3. LSU was number 12 at 10-3. So Arizona
They're
and
not in.
LSU both so 11 and 12 had 3 losses.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, I don't think Arizona had Pac-12. They weren't the most great
You
conference, and
you
I
told me
still
to find some teams in the top 12 that had 3 losses. Here they
I
are.
don't think the committee would not allow it. The committee would say no. This is the AP poll. This is not the.
You think they wouldn't put an OU in there?
I
Oklahoma?
don't think the last year's thing. I don't think they put Arizona State. I mean Arizona in there from last year. I really don't. I think they'd
Hmm.
rather put a G5 undefeated team in there over Arizona team.
So let's say that 4 SEC teams get in. A Big 12 team gets in. That's 5. Um, let's see here. So that's 5, and then a is the Pac-12 part of that? Like, if you win the Pac-12, do you get in?
Um, no, Pac-12 has two teams. They're not getting in.
I know, but
But
is it some weird thing where they are allowed to? Their champion gets
no,
in automatically.
it doesn't. It's not select conferences. It's the best. It's the best four conference champions,
Yeah,
and whoever's ranked the highest out of the four conference champions will
yeah.
get in.
Okay.
So technically, a Sun Belt team. Let's say a Sun Belt team and then a
Well,
MAC
ACC. It's
team.
going to be the ACC, so it's going to be a Miami. So let's put
Yeah.
them in there. So that's 6 teams with 4 SECs. Um, so that means 1 conference championship from the SEC. The second conference would be, let's do the Big Ten. Let's do Ohio State. So that's 3,
Michigan.
and then Michigan's not getting in. Um, and then the
Yes,
fourth
they
would
are.
be who we just talked about. Who was the fourth? Miami.
Big 12, Miami. Big 12 will also be in
That's 5.
SEC, Big 10.
SEC, Big Ten, ACC, Big 12. Wait.
That's it. I don't know
Okay.
who you were counting.
Wait a second. Did I mess that up?
Yes, you did.
God, this is confusing. Okay, so SEC, Big 10, Big 12, ACC. That's 4.
Yes.
So who's the 5th?
The fifth would be a G5.
So
The
it's not
G5
5
champions.
plus a G5?
No, it's four plus a G5.
4 plus a G5. Okay. So that's 5 teams, and then plus 3 from the SEC. So 5 plus 3, that's 8. So 4
Mm-hmm.
SEC teams are in. 1
Yep.
Big 10 team, and then 1 of everybody else too. That leaves 4 open spots. I don't think another
Mm-hmm.
SEC team gets in. I think the max number of SEC teams is 4. I guess you could slip in. Let's just say we slip in 5. So we're at 9. So that's 3 more spots. So like a Notre Dame could go in there. So that would be 10. And then see, there has to be a couple 3-loss teams.
Well, there's definitely going to be at least two teams, Big Ten, two teams from the SEC, two teams from the ACC. I
The
really
ACC is
think
not getting in 2 teams.
they have a chance. Louisville
The,
wins out and only loses
let's look at the
Miami.
rankings right now. The ACC only has one in the top 10,
They
2
win out.
in they have 1 in the top 20, which is Louisville. If I mean, I guess Louisville could keep scraping its way in and have 1 loss in that. I guess a
They,
1-loss ACC team could get in. So
if
I
they
guess you're right. Two
barely
two
lose to
ACCs.
Miami,
Yeah, if you could have if I think a 2-loss ACC team will not get in. I think a
Oh
one
hell
loss
no.
could.
Yeah,
Okay, so then you would
but then
have two ACC teams.
they would have to play in the ACC championship too.
Right.
So and Miami wins to get the first
Now again,
matchup,
this is
and we go
five
up on.
SEC teams. So, man, that's going to be rough. So there's 6 SEC teams in the top 10 right now. Um,
Mhm.
so I guess getting 5 in is pretty likely. The thing is
Now you're just throwing things out your ass. It's not happening.
yeah.
It's like saying Arkansas is going
I mean, do
out.
you think that you could get 6 in there? 6 SEC teams? Do you think they could get in there?
Now I'm just gonna walk away because this is starting to be ridiculous here.
How
You know,
many
Texas
Big
State
10
will
teams
get
are we
it.
getting?
Texas Texas State will get into the playoffs before 6 teams in the SEC will ever get in the playoffs.
Wouldn't that be insane? Okay, that would be
It,
SEC bias. That would be SEC bias
yeah,
100%. Um how many Big 10 teams are we getting in there?
Big Ten teams. I really think Michigan gets in. I really think Ohio State gets in. I think Oregon gets in. Yeah,
You think
that's about
Michigan's
it.
getting in?
Yep, 100%.
Let's look at their schedule. Okay. So Michigan took an L to Texas. They barely beat Arkansas State at home. Did you hear
Hmm.
me? Um, in case nobody heard, they
No,
barely beat Arkansas State at home, 28-18.
Oregon barely won their games.
So
Notre Dame
Michigan
barely beat.
barely beat Arkansas State. Oh, did I say that already? Sorry.